This audiobook unveils the timeless secret. Money is more than material. It is energy flowing endlessly through the universe. As you listen, you'll uncover the ancient wisdom of aligning with this infinite stream of wealth. The key to prosperity has always been within you. Are you ready to unlock it? Money has a secret. Introduction. In these sacred pages, you hold more than mere words. You cradle an ancient understanding of wealth that has whispered through the corridors of time. The truth about money transcends the physical coins and notes that pass through your hands. It reaches into the very fabric of universal energy itself. Money flows like water through the channels of existence, neither good nor evil, but pure potential waiting to be directed by those who understand its true nature. This knowledge was once guarded in temples and passed down through lineages of wise ones who recognize that wealth is but one expression of the infinite abundance that surrounds us all. As you journey through these teachings, you will discover that money is not separate from the spiritual realm. It is a manifestation of universal energy, as natural as the air you breathe or the sunlight that warms your skin. The ancient ones knew this truth. Wealth flows not from outer circumstances, but from inner alignment with the laws that govern all creation. You have been taught to see money through the lens of limitation and scarcity, but these are merely shadows cast by misunderstanding. The universe operates on principles of endless abundance, and you are about to unlock the gateway to this infinite stream of prosperity. This wisdom comes to you now because you are ready to release the old stories that have bound your relationship with wealth. You stand at the threshold of transformation, where the artificial barriers between the spiritual and material dissolve, revealing the sacred dance of energy that creates all abundance. As you turn these pages, you will awaken to a power that has always resided within you, the power to align with the natural flow of universal prosperity. This is not simply about accumulating wealth. It is about understanding your rightful place in the cosmic dance of abundance. Let your heart open to these timeless truths, for they hold the keys to unlocking the treasury of infinite possibility that awaits your discovery. Part 1. Awakening to the Flow of Wealth. Chapter 1. The Hidden Energy of Wealth. In the heart of an endless desert, a wanderer named Hassan trudged through shifting sands, his water supply dwindling with each step. His parched lips cracked as he searched desperately for an oasis. Just as hope began to fade, he stumbled upon an ancient stone marker half buried in sand. Following its weathered markings, he discovered a hidden cave entrance that led to an underground spring, its waters crystal clear and endless, defying the barren wasteland above. The truth about wealth mirrors this eternal spring. Like the life-giving waters that flow beneath the desert's surface, abundance exists in infinite supply, waiting to be discovered by those who know where to look. The physical manifestation of money represents but a fraction of the vast cosmic energy that permeates all existence. Your thoughts and emotions act as the vessel through which this energy flows into your life. When you perceive scarcity, you create a barrier to this natural flow, just as a dam blocks a river. The universe responds to your deepest beliefs about wealth, manifesting exactly what you hold to be true. Your consciousness shapes the form and quantity of abundance that enters your life, much like a channel directs water's flow. There once lived a wise teacher named Khalil who dwelt in a modest dwelling at the edge of a prosperous city. A wealthy merchant, seeking greater riches, journeyed far to seek his counsel. Upon arriving, the merchant complained about the teacher's simple surroundings, questioning how one so wise could live with so little. Khalil smiled and led the merchant to a window, asking him what he saw. "I see people, markets, opportunities for trade," the merchant replied. Then Khalil led him to a mirror, asking the same question. "I see only myself," answered the merchant. "Observe," said Khalil. "Both the window and the mirror are made of glass, but the mirror is covered with a layer of silver. When we coat our vision with the silver of self-interest and fear, we cease to see the abundance that surrounds us. Like the merchant, you may stand before the mirror of lack, seeing only limitations and scarcity. Yet, by shifting your perspective, removing the silvered coating of fear, you can witness the infinite flow of abundance that has always surrounded you. Now find a quiet space and close your eyes. Picture yourself standing at the edge of an eternal spring, its waters gleaming with golden light. Feel the cool mist on your skin. Hear the gentle flow of endless abundance. As you stand in this sacred space, speak these words with unwavering conviction. "I am open to the flow of wealth in my life." Let this truth resonate through every cell of your being, knowing that you stand at the source of infinite prosperity. Chapter 2. The Vibrations of Abundance. In a time beyond memory, there lived a musician named Arya who spent her nights studying the stars. Each evening, she would climb to the highest point of her village, carrying her stringed instrument passed down through generations. Through years of patient observation, she discovered that each celestial body sang its own silent song, a cosmic frequency that only the most attuned souls could perceive. One star in particular caught her attention, a golden point of light that seemed to pulse with the rhythm of abundance itself. Night after night, she adjusted her instrument's strings, seeking to match its celestial resonance. When at last she found the perfect tone, something miraculous occurred. As she played in harmony with the star's frequency, coins began appearing at her feet. Precious gems materialized in her instrument case, and opportunities for prosperity flowed into her life like a river of gold. Just as Arya discovered the frequency of abundance in the stars, you too possess the ability to tune yourself to wealth's vibration. Money, in its purest form, is energy. Responding to the frequency you emit through your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. When your inner vibration aligns with abundance, wealth naturally flows toward you. When it resonates with lack, prosperity seems to dance just beyond your reach. There lived a wanderer named Rami who learned to listen to the whispers of the wind and the songs of flowing streams. As he traveled, he noticed how nature existed in perfect harmony, each element playing its part in an eternal symphony of abundance. The trees never worried about having enough sunlight. The rivers never feared running dry. By observing and matching nature's peaceful acceptance of prosperity, Rami discovered he could manifest gold from morning dew and precious stones from ordinary pebbles. A merchant who witnessed these miracles asked Rami to teach him the secret. "First," Rami said, "you must understand that the universe's abundance flows through all things, waiting to be recognized. Your role is not to force or grasp, but to align and receive." The merchant spent years learning to attune himself to nature's frequency until he too could transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. Like Arya and Rami, you hold within you the power to align with abundance's frequency. Your current financial situation simply reflects your existing energetic resonance. By shifting your vibration to match the frequency of prosperity, you open yourself to receive the universe's endless flow of wealth. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing each exhale to release any resistance to receiving abundance. Then, with each breath that follows, repeat this sacred mantra. I align my energy with the vibration of abundance. Feel each word resonating through your being, tuning you to wealth's perfect frequency. Chapter 3: Breaking Free from Limiting Money Beliefs. In a distant land lived a farmer named Thaddeus, who toiled endlessly in his fields, his back bent under the scorching sun. Each season brought meager harvests despite his relentless work. Unknown to him, veins of gold ran deep beneath the soil he tilled, a fortune waiting to be discovered. One day, a wise elder named May passed by his farm. Watching Thaddeus struggle with his withering crops, she approached him with gentle eyes. "Why do you exhaust yourself fighting against this tired soil?" she asked. Thaddeus explained his belief that only through grueling labor could wealth be earned. May smiled knowingly and spoke. "The earth holds treasures beyond your imagination, but your eyes see only what your mind believes possible." She guided him to dig deeper than he ever had before. As his shovel struck something solid, golden light spilled forth from the ground, revealing the wealth that had always been there. You, like Thaddeus, may be blind to the abundance surrounding you. Your beliefs about money form the invisible walls that contain your prosperity. These thoughts, that wealth requires struggle, that money is scarce, that you are unworthy of abundance, act as veils, obscuring the golden opportunities before you. In a bustling marketplace, a young girl named Luna watched as merchants haggled over invisible wares. "What do you see?" her grandmother asked. "Nothing," Luna replied. "They're only pretending to trade." Her grandmother touched Luna's forehead gently and whispered, "Look with your heart's eyes." Suddenly, Luna gasped as she witnessed streams of golden energy flowing between buyers and sellers, the true essence of wealth exchange that had always been present but hidden from her perception. Like Luna, you must learn to see beyond the physical manifestation of money, to recognize its true nature as energy. The limitations you perceive are merely illusions, stories you've accepted as truth. These false narratives shape your reality, determining what you believe is possible for your financial future. Take a moment now to examine these self-imposed boundaries. Find a quiet space and open your journal. Write down 3 limiting beliefs that have kept you from embracing abundance. Perhaps you believe money is hard to come by, or wealth only comes through struggle. Beneath each limiting belief, craft an empowering affirmation that aligns with the truth of unlimited abundance. Transform "I never have enough" into "I am a magnet for prosperity, attracting wealth effortlessly." Let these new declarations become the foundation of your transformed relationship with money. Chapter 4: The Magnetic Power of the Law of Attraction. In the heart of an ancient city lived a blacksmith named Raven, whose forge burned day and night. As she worked the metal, shaping it with her hammer, she remained unaware that her thoughts were simultaneously forging invisible creations in the ethereal realm. When her mind dwelled on limitations and fears, invisible chains materialized around her circumstances. But in moments when her spirit soared with possibility, magnificent wings took shape in the unseen dimensions of reality. Your thoughts possess this same creative power. Like Raven's hammer striking hot metal, each thought you hold about money shapes the invisible substance of your reality. The law of attraction operates with unwavering precision, responding to the frequency of your mental and emotional state. When you align your thoughts with abundance, you become a magnet drawing wealth toward you. Conversely, thoughts of lack create a force that repels prosperity. This universal law functions beyond mere positive thinking. It responds to the depth of your emotional conviction and the clarity of your vision. Money, in its essence, is energy responding to the signal you broadcast. Your beliefs, expectations, and feelings create a resonance that either attracts or deflects financial abundance. In a distant valley lived a gardener named Kai who understood this principle through nature's wisdom. During a severe drought, while others anxiously watched the empty sky, Kai tended his garden with unwavering faith. He aligned himself with the natural rhythm of abundance, feeling the rain's moisture before it fell, sensing the earth's fertility beneath the parched surface. Each morning, he walked his garden expressing gratitude for the coming rain. Within days, clouds gathered above his land, blessing his crops with life-giving water, while surrounding fields remained dry. Like Kai, you have the power to attract what you desire by aligning with its energy before its physical manifestation. Your financial reality mirrors your inner landscape. When you maintain thoughts of abundance with the same certainty Kai felt about the rain, you create a magnetic force that draws wealth naturally into your experience. This moment marks your transition from unconscious creation to becoming the conscious architect of your financial destiny. Just as Raven's thoughts forged reality in the unseen realm and Kai's alignment brought forth rain, your focused attention shapes the flow of abundance in your life. Now, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and visualize your desired financial reality with crystal clarity. See the specific numbers in your bank accounts. Feel the freedom of abundant resources. Experience the joy of sharing your wealth. Let these emotions fill your being until they feel as real as the chair beneath you. Hold this vision daily, knowing that your thoughts and feelings are forging your financial future in the invisible realm before manifesting in the physical world. Chapter 5. Intentions that Create Wealth. In the sacred city of old there lived an architect named Thea whose gift lay not in stone and mortar, but in capturing light itself. While others built structures of mere substance, she designed temples that seemed to float on beams of radiance. Each morning, before touching her tools, she would sit in meditation, holding the vision of her creation with such clarity that it seemed to shimmer in the air before her. You possess this same power of focused intention. Like the architect's unwavering vision, your financial aspirations take form first in the realm of pure thought. When you set an intention with precision and maintain its image with steadfast faith, you activate the universal laws that transform energy into physical manifestation. The power of intention transcends mere wishing or wanting. It requires a crystalline clarity, a certainty so complete that doubt finds no space to take root. Your financial reality responds not to vague hopes, but to intentions shaped with the exactness of an architect's blueprints. In a mountain village lived a sculptor named Chen, who understood this truth through his art. While others saw only rough stone, Chen perceived the finished masterpiece waiting to emerge. He would spend days in contemplation before his chosen block, his intention so focused that passers-by claimed they could see the finished work hovering like a ghost around the untouched stone. As Chen worked, he never questioned whether the figure would emerge. His intention had already created it in the unseen realm. His hands merely followed the pattern his mind had set, revealing what was already complete in his vision. Those who watched him work spoke of miracles, but Chen knew he was simply aligning with the law of intentional creation. Like the architect and the sculptor, you hold the power to shape your financial destiny through focused intention. When you set your financial goals with the same clarity Thea brought to her temples of light, and maintain your vision with the certainty Chen held for his sculptures, you engage the creative forces of the universe. The practice of intentional creation begins now. Find a quiet space where you can connect with your deepest aspirations. Take a piece of paper and write, "I intend to," followed by your precise financial goal. See it with the clarity of Thea's temple designs. Feel its reality with the certainty of Chen's sculptural vision. Hold this intention in your mind until it glows with the same radiance as the architect's temple of light, knowing that your focused intention is already shaping the substance of your future prosperity. Chapter 6. How to Think Like a Wealth Magnet. On a treacherous coastline stood a lighthouse, its beam cutting through the darkest nights to guide ships safely to harbor. The keeper, an old man named Solomon, understood that his thoughts were as vital as the light itself. Each evening as he lit the beacon, he focused his mind with unwavering intensity on the safety and prosperity of all vessels approaching his shores. Ships that might have been lost found their way to wealth and fortune, drawn not just by the physical light but by the powerful beacon of Solomon's directed thoughts. Your mind holds the same lighthouse power. Every thought you maintain becomes a signal, broadcasting into the infinite field of possibilities, drawing to you circumstances that match its frequency. When you cultivate thoughts of abundance, you become a beacon that naturally attracts prosperity to your shores. The universe responds to the quality and consistency of your mental energy. Just as a lighthouse must maintain its steady beam through storm and calm, your thoughts of abundance must remain constant, undimmed by temporary circumstances. This steadfast mental position creates a field of attraction that draws opportunities and resources to you with the same certainty that Solomon's lighthouse drew ships to safe harbor. In a bustling port city lived a merchant named Raj, whose fortunes had dwindled to nothing. Rather than dwelling on his losses, he transformed his mind into a beacon of possibility. Each morning, he would stand at his window overlooking the harbor, filling his thoughts with visions of abundant trade and prosperous ventures. He maintained this practice with the same dedication Solomon brought to tending his lighthouse. Gradually, Raj noticed changes in his circumstances. Opportunities began to appear, drawn to the unwavering signal of his prosperity-focused thoughts. Business connections emerged as if by chance, yet Raj understood they were responding to the beacon he had become. Within a year, his fortunes had multiplied beyond his previous success, all flowing from the transformation of his mental patterns. Your mind, like Raj's, can become a powerful attractor of wealth. By consciously directing your thoughts toward abundance, maintaining that focus regardless of external conditions, you establish yourself as a lighthouse of prosperity. Your consistent mental energy creates a field that naturally draws wealth-creating opportunities into your experience. The ancient practice of mental alignment awaits your engagement. Each morning, as the world awakens, set aside 5 minutes to focus purely on thoughts of abundance and opportunity. Like Solomon tending his lighthouse or Raj at his window overlooking the harbor, allow your mind to broadcast only signals of prosperity and possibility. Let each thought illuminate the path for wealth to find its way to your shores. Chapter 7. Gratitude. Along the ancient silk routes walked a traveler named Chen, carrying only a small sack of rice. As night approached, he came upon a modest dwelling where an elderly woman offered him shelter. Though she had little herself, she shared her meager portion of vegetables. Chen, understanding the deeper laws of abundance, offered profound gratitude for this simple meal. He blessed each morsel, expressing joy for the nourishment it provided. As they ate, something remarkable occurred. Neighbors, drawn by an inexplicable force, began arriving with dishes of their own, fresh bread, fragrant stews, and sweet fruits. What began as a humble meal transformed into a magnificent feast, all because one traveler chose gratitude over scarcity. In this truth lies one of the most powerful principles of wealth attraction. Gratitude multiplies abundance. When you express genuine appreciation for what you possess, you activate an eternal law that increases the flow of prosperity into your life. Each moment of gratitude becomes a seed that grows into greater abundance. Money responds to this spiritual law with perfect precision. When you appreciate the wealth you currently have, whether great or small, you create an energetic signal that attracts more to be grateful for. Your thankfulness becomes a magnetic force, drawing prosperity toward you with increasing momentum. In a distant kingdom lived Queen Amara, whose realm had fallen into poverty. Rather than lamenting her kingdom's misfortune, she instituted a daily practice of gratitude. Each morning, she would stand before her people and express genuine appreciation for their loyalty, their hard work, and even the challenges they faced together. She gave thanks for every coin in the treasury, every grain in the storehouse. As the queen's gratitude radiated throughout the kingdom, a transformation began. The fields yielded more abundant harvests. Trade flourished. New opportunities emerged as if summoned by the queen's thankful heart. Within 3 seasons, the kingdom's prosperity had multiplied beyond measure, all flowing from the practice of genuine appreciation. Like Queen Amara's kingdom, your financial reality responds to the power of gratitude. Each expression of thanks creates a ripple in the universal field of energy, returning to you multiplied. When you appreciate money, it grows. When you thank the universe for opportunities, they increase. Your grateful heart becomes a magnet for abundance. The ancient practice of gratitude beckons you to participate in this eternal law. Each day, identify 3 specific blessings in your life. Speak your appreciation to the universe with genuine feeling. I thank you for first blessing. I am grateful for second blessing. I appreciate third blessing. Let your heart fill with authentic thankfulness as you acknowledge these gifts. Chapter 8. Faith. In the ancient port city of Ether, there lived a sailor named Kairos who navigated the treacherous waters by starlight. While other sailors hugged the coastline, fearful of storms and uncertain seas, Kairos ventured boldly into deep waters, trusting the celestial lights above to guide his way. One fateful night, a tempest arose, obscuring the stars with thick clouds. The other sailors retreated to harbor, but Kairos remained steady at his helm. "The stars still shine above these clouds," he whispered, maintaining his course with unwavering faith. Through the darkest hours, he sailed on, guided by his inner knowing that the stars remained constant, even when hidden from view. As dawn broke, Kairos found himself in waters teeming with fish, discovering a bounty that would have remained unknown had he retreated in fear. His trust in the unseen had led him to abundance beyond measure. You too must learn to trust the invisible forces that guide the flow of prosperity. Faith serves as the bridge between your desires and their manifestation. Just as Kairos trusted the stars he could not see, you must trust the universal laws that govern abundance, even when results are not yet visible. In the mountain village of Lumina lived a healer named Maya who worked with the unseen currents of life force. Those who came to her often could not understand how her gentle touch could bring such powerful healing. Yet Maya knew that her faith in the invisible energy flowing through all things was the key to her art. One day, a wealthy merchant arrived, suffering from an ailment no other healer could cure. "I only trust what I can see and touch," he declared. Maya smiled and replied, The most powerful forces in life are invisible: love, faith, and the energy that flows through all things. As she worked, her unwavering faith in the unseen energy transformed not only the merchant's health but his understanding of wealth itself. He realized that his rigid beliefs about money had been blocking its natural flow in his life. Like Maya's healing energy, the flow of abundance moves through invisible channels. Your faith opens these channels, allowing prosperity to flow freely into your life. When you trust in the universe's abundant nature, you align with its infinite potential. Before you rest each night, let these words resonate within your heart. I trust the universe to provide for my every need. Feel the truth of these words dissolve any doubt or fear about your financial future. Let this practice bridge the gap between your current circumstances and the prosperity that awaits you. Chapter 9, From Scarcity to Infinite Possibility. In the depths of a stone fortress, a prisoner named Reza spent his days tracing the patterns on his cell walls. Each morning, he would count the same stones, measure the same shadows, living within the confines of what seemed possible. Yet one night, as moonlight streamed through his window, it cast an unfamiliar shadow that revealed an ancient marking he had never noticed before. Following this marking led him to discover a hidden door, not of iron or wood, but of light and understanding. Through this doorway, Reza glimpsed the infinite nature of existence, even within his confined space. His cell remained unchanged, yet his perception transformed entirely. Where he once saw limitations, he now recognized endless possibilities. You too stand in a cell of your own making, bounded by beliefs about what is possible with money and abundance. Yet the door to infinite possibility exists within your consciousness, waiting to be discovered. The universe operates through unlimited channels, unrestricted by your current perception of what is possible. When you shift your awareness from what seems lacking to what is eternally available, you align with the natural flow of abundance. Like water finding its course, wealth moves toward those who recognize its infinite source. In a distant realm lived Amara, whose dreams shaped reality itself. Each night she would close her eyes and imagine worlds beyond imagination, worlds where abundance flowed as naturally as air. Others called her a dreamer, but Amara understood a fundamental truth. Reality springs forth from the seeds of possibility we plant in our consciousness. As she dreamed, these possibilities took root and flourished, transforming not only her life, but touching all who encountered her vision of unlimited potential. Through her example, others began to recognize that their perceived limitations were merely temporary shadows cast by doubt. Just as Amara's dreams became bridges to new realities, your challenges are gateways to greater abundance. Each obstacle presents an opportunity to expand your consciousness and align with the infinite flow of prosperity. The very circumstances that seem to restrict you contain within them the seeds of unlimited possibility. Now close your eyes and visualize the vast, infinite universe supporting your desires. Feel its boundless energy flowing through you, dissolving all perceived limitations. Let your consciousness expand into the endless space of possibility, knowing that the universe's abundant nature is your true inheritance. Chapter 10. Money as a Sacred Tool for Purpose. In the ancient city of Damascus lived a craftsman named Karim, whose hands held the wisdom of generations. While others saw gold merely as wealth to be hoarded, Karim understood its deeper purpose. When travelers spoke of a great divide between two communities, Karim used his accumulated gold to forge a bridge, connecting not just the physical lands, but the hearts of people who had lived apart. Money flows as a sacred current through the universe, carrying with it the power to manifest your highest purpose. Like the craftsman's gold, it serves as raw material for building bridges between your dreams and reality. When you recognize money as divine energy rather than mere currency, you begin to channel it toward acts of creation that serve the greater good. Your relationship with money mirrors your relationship with life's purpose. Each coin represents potential energy, waiting to be directed toward meaningful creation. The universe provides this resource not for accumulation, but for transformation, both of yourself and the world around you. Just as a river seeks the ocean, money naturally flows toward those who understand its true nature as a tool for divine purpose. When you align your financial goals with your soul's calling, you open channels through which abundance can flow freely. In a distant mountain monastery lived a pilgrim named Shen who had amassed great wealth through years of trade. Rather than retiring to a life of luxury, he used his fortune to establish sanctuaries of learning, healing centers, and gardens where weary travelers could rest. His wealth, transformed through conscious intention, became a fountain from which many could drink. Through Shen's story, you glimpse the true power of money when wielded with higher purpose. His wealth multiplied not through hoarding, but through circulation guided by wisdom. Like water, money stagnates when held too tightly, but flourishes when allowed to flow in service of the greater good. Your own journey with money can transform from one of mere accumulation to one of purposeful creation. Each financial decision becomes an opportunity to align with your soul's mission, creating ripples of positive change that extend far beyond your immediate circumstances. Take a moment now to reflect on how your financial goals align with your deeper life purpose. Close your eyes and envision how your wealth could serve as a bridge between the world as it is and the world as it could be. Let this vision guide your relationship with money, transforming it from a source of worry into a tool for meaningful change. Part 3. Navigating the River of Abundance. Chapter 11. Tuning into the Frequency of Wealth. Along the ancient shores of a mystical sea lived a fisherman named Hassan, whose nets remained empty despite his tireless efforts. Day after day, he cast his nets where others gathered, following their lead rather than his own instincts. Until one morning, in the stillness before dawn, he noticed something extraordinary. Certain waters seemed to hum with an invisible energy, pulsing with life beneath the surface. As Hassan learned to trust this subtle vibration, casting his nets only where the water sang to him, his catches grew abundant beyond measure. The other fishermen watched in wonder as he returned each day with nets overflowing, unable to see the secret that guided his success. Like the vibrating waters that called to Hassan, wealth resonates at a specific frequency in the universe. This frequency manifests not through chance or mere effort, but through conscious alignment with its nature. When you attune yourself to the vibration of abundance, you naturally draw it toward you, just as Hassan drew in his magnificent catches. Your thoughts and emotions emit frequencies that either harmonize with or repel wealth. Fear, doubt, and scarcity consciousness create discordant waves that push abundance away. Joy, gratitude, and expectation of good generate harmonious vibrations that attract wealth naturally. In a valley blessed by eternal spring lived a gardener named Maya, who understood this truth deeply. While others merely tended their plants with water and soil, Maya sang to her garden. Her melodies carried the vibration of love and abundance, and her plants responded in kind, growing larger and more bountiful than any others in the valley. Visitors would marvel at her flourishing garden, not realizing that its abundance sprang from Maya's ability to match the frequency of growth and prosperity. Her song was not mere music, it was the language of abundance itself, speaking directly to the life force within each seed and stem. Like Maya's garden, your wealth responds to the vibrations you emit. When you align your energy with abundance through positive expectation and joyful anticipation, you create a resonance that naturally attracts prosperity. Your emotions serve as the song that either nurtures or inhibits the growth of wealth in your life. To practice this ancient wisdom, find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and spend 5 minutes visualizing your financial goal as already achieved. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, the deep sense of gratitude that comes with this achievement. Let these emotions fill your entire being, creating a vibration that matches the wealth you seek. This is not mere imagination. It is the act of tuning your energy to the frequency of abundance. Chapter 12. The Whisper of Wealth. In the heart of an ancient desert lived a wanderer named Tarek who spent his days searching for meaning among the shifting sands. Each morning he would wake to a faint, ethereal melody carried on the wind, a sound so subtle that others dismissed it as imagination. Yet Tarek knew this whisper held significance, though its meaning eluded him. For months he followed this elusive song, learning its patterns and variations. Some days it grew stronger near certain rock formations, while other times it seemed to dance with the desert birds. His persistence paid off when the melody led him to a hidden oasis where ancient coins lay scattered beneath crystal-clear waters, a treasure overlooked by countless travelers who had passed this way before. Like this mysterious desert song, money speaks to you through subtle messages woven into the fabric of daily life. These messages appear as recurring numbers, unexpected opportunities, or gentle nudges of intuition. The universe constantly broadcasts the frequency of abundance, but few have developed the sensitivity to receive it. When you begin to pay attention, you notice patterns emerging in your financial life. A chance conversation leads to an unexpected opportunity. A recurring thought about a particular investment proves prophetic. These are not mere coincidences, but the language of money speaking directly to your consciousness. Along the shores of a distant coast lived a merchant named Khalil, who had lost his fortune to unpredictable seas. While other traders relied solely on maps and charts, Khalil began to notice subtle changes in the water's color, the behavior of seabirds, and the pattern of waves. By learning to interpret these signs, he discovered optimal times for his ships to sail, leading him to rebuild his wealth beyond his previous success. Just as Khalil learned to read the ocean's messages, you too can develop the ability to interpret money's language in your life. Every financial challenge carries a lesson, every setback contains a seed of opportunity, and every success leaves breadcrumbs leading to greater abundance. The messages may come through dreams, through repeated thoughts, or through seemingly random encounters. They might appear as a book falling open to exactly the page you need to read, or a conversation that answers a question you've been pondering about your finances. To attune yourself to money's secret messages, begin keeping a daily journal of financial synchronicities. Record every hunch, coincidence, or pattern you notice regarding money. Write down your dreams about wealth, the random thoughts that cross your mind about finances, and any unusual events involving money. Review these entries regularly, looking for patterns and messages that might guide your next steps on the path to abundance. This practice will sharpen your awareness of money's subtle communication, allowing you to navigate your financial journey with greater wisdom and insight. Chapter 13. Transforming Fear into Financial Power. In the shadow-filled halls of an ancient castle, a knight named Aldrich spent his nights tormented by dancing shadows on stone walls. Each flicker of candlelight cast phantoms that paralyzed him with dread, until one evening when an old sage shared a truth that would alter his destiny. The shadows you fear are cast by the very light you seek. The wisdom in these words struck deep within Aldrich's heart. Night after night, he began to study these shadows, noting how they moved, understanding their nature. As his understanding grew, so did his strength, until the day arrived when he faced the kingdom's greatest threat, a dragon that had terrorized the land. In that moment, as darkness threatened to overwhelm him, Aldrich recognized the familiar dance of shadows and light. Instead of retreating, he stepped forward, transformed his fear into power, and emerged victorious. Your relationship with money often mirrors Aldrich's journey with shadows. The fear that grips you when examining your finances, the anxiety that surfaces when making important monetary decisions, the dread that accompanies thoughts of future security. These are not your enemies, but your teachers. Like shadows, these fears exist because of light. They point toward the very areas where your greatest potential for growth and transformation lies. When you tremble at the thought of investing, this fear highlights your capacity for wise stewardship. When you worry about abundance, this concern reveals your deep understanding of value. In the village of artisans lived Maya, a potter whose hands would shake whenever she approached her kiln. The fire that could transform clay into beauty also held the power to destroy her work. Rather than avoiding her fear, Maya began to study it to understand its wisdom. She learned that her trembling hands made her more precise, more mindful. Her fear of the fire taught her patience, timing, and respect for the process. Through this understanding, she created vessels of such extraordinary beauty that they became known throughout the land as vessels of transformation. Like Maya, you can learn to see your financial fears as refined awareness rather than weakness. Each moment of doubt carries within it a seed of wisdom. Every financial concern points toward an opportunity for greater understanding and mastery. Your practice now is to take one financial fear that has held you in its grip. Write it down with complete honesty, acknowledging its presence without judgment. Then close your eyes and visualize this fear as a dark shadow cast by brilliant light. Watch as the shadow begins to shift and change, revealing its true nature as a teacher in disguise. Feel the fear transforming into clarity, wisdom, and strength. This shadow has something vital to teach you about your relationship with abundance. Let this practice remind you that what you fear most about money often guards the gateway to your greatest financial wisdom. Chapter 14. The Money Mirror. In the heart of an ancient city dwelt Sophia, a sculptor whose hands yearned to create beauty from stone. Each morning she would stand before an immense block of marble, seeing only its rough exterior until one transformative dawn. As the first light touched the stone, she glimpsed something extraordinary, a faint outline of wings within the marble's depths. This vision changed everything, for Sophia realized the masterpiece had always existed, waiting to be revealed through her recognition. Your financial reality mirrors this truth. Like Sophia's marble, your outer circumstances reflect what lies within. The abundance or scarcity you experience springs not from external forces, but from the depths of your inner world. Each financial situation you encounter serves as a mirror, revealing your deepest beliefs about wealth and worthiness. When you examine your bank account, you witness not just numbers, but the manifestation of your thoughts and emotions about money. Every transaction tells a story of your relationship with abundance. Those who struggle to receive often carry an inner belief that they must work arduously for every coin. Those who experience ease in their finances typically hold an inner knowing of their worth. The law of reflection operates with unwavering precision. Your outer world must match your inner reality. Just as a still lake perfectly mirrors the sky above, your financial circumstances reflect your internal state. Your beliefs about money act as the template from which your external reality is cast. In a distant valley lived Thomas, a painter whose canvases possessed an unusual quality. Those who gazed upon his work noticed how the colors shifted with his moods. During periods of joy, his paintings radiated with golden light and vibrant hues. In moments of doubt, shadows crept across his creations, dulling their brilliance. Thomas discovered that his art reflected not what his eyes saw, but what his heart felt. Like Thomas's paintings, your financial reality shifts in response to your emotional state and beliefs. When you radiate confidence and trust, opportunities naturally flow toward you. When fear or doubt cloud your inner world, these shadows manifest as external challenges. You hold within you the power to transform your financial reality by first transforming your inner landscape. As you align your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with abundance, your external world must shift to mirror this inner change. Now examine your current financial situation. Take a moment to write down one positive aspect you observe and identify the empowering belief that created it. Then note one challenging aspect and uncover the limiting belief it reflects. This practice reveals how your inner world shapes your outer reality, offering you the key to transformation through self-awareness. Chapter 15. Vision Boards and Beyond. In the shadow of towering mountains lived Amara, a dreamer whose nights were filled with visions of a magnificent castle. Each evening, as she rested upon her humble bed of straw, she would close her eyes and walk through halls of polished marble, touch walls adorned with tapestries, and ascend spiral staircases that reached toward the heavens. Night after night she added details to this vision until every stone, every window, every garden path existed with perfect clarity in her mind. The villagers called her a foolish girl, lost in fantasy, but Amara knew the truth that lay hidden in her heart. She was building her future with every dream-filled night. Your dreams hold this same creative power. Like Amara, you possess the ability to craft your wealthy reality first in the realm of thought. The images you hold in your mind become the blueprints from which the universe builds your tomorrow. This is not mere fantasy. It is the first step in the manifestation of your desires. Every great achievement in human history began as a thought, a vision held steadfast in someone's mind until it could no longer be denied existence. The art of visualization requires more than casual daydreaming. It demands the dedication to see your future with such clarity that you can taste, touch, and feel it. When you envision your ideal financial reality, each detail must shine with the brilliance of truth. Feel the texture of the leather seats in your new car. Breathe in the fresh paint of your dream home. Experience the joy of seeing abundance flow through your bank account. Let every sensation become so real that your mind cannot distinguish between vision and reality. In a bustling workshop there lived Nathaniel, an inventor whose creations began as simple sketches in his worn notebook. Before touching metal or wood, he would draw every component with meticulous care. Those who watched him work noticed that his finished inventions matched his drawings with uncanny precision, as though the sketches themselves had called the physical objects into being. His neighbors marveled at how his hands seemed guided by an unseen force, manifesting exactly what his mind had conceived. Like Nathaniel's sketches, your vision board serves as a sacred blueprint for the universe. Each image you select, Every word you place upon it sends ripples through the fabric of creation. The power lies not in the paper and pictures themselves, but in the emotional resonance they create within you. When you gaze upon these visual representations of your desires, you align your energy with their manifestation. This alignment is the bridge between the world of thought and the world of form. The universe responds not to what you say you want, but to what you hold as truth in your mind's eye. As you craft your vision board, choose images that stir your soul and awaken the feeling of already having received your desires. Let each picture remind you of the wealthy reality that awaits your recognition. Your vision board becomes a daily affirmation of the abundance that is already yours in the spiritual realm. Now gather materials that will become your portal to abundance. Select images and words that represent your financial aspirations with crystal clarity. As you arrange them, feel the energy of each choice, ensuring it resonates with the truth of your desired reality. Place your completed vision board where you will see it daily, allowing it to serve as a constant reminder of the wealth that flows toward you. Let it be the first thing you see each morning and the last image you contemplate before sleep. Remember, like Amara's castle and Nathaniel's inventions, your wealthy reality already exists in potential. Through clear visualization and unwavering focus, you call it forth into physical form. The universe stands ready to match your inner vision with outer manifestation, awaiting only your dedicated practice of this timeless principle. Chapter 16. Inspired Actions That Unlock Wealth. In a time beyond memory, a traveler named Kai wandered the ancient roads, guided by nothing more than the faint echo of a distant bell. Though others claimed he chased phantoms, Kai followed each gentle chime. When the sound led him to a drought-stricken village, he discovered a hidden spring beneath withered earth. When it drew him through treacherous mountains, he found passages rich with precious gems. With each step guided by that mysterious call, Kai transformed from a simple wanderer into a bearer of abundance. You too hear these subtle calls, the quiet whispers of opportunity that stir your soul. The universe speaks through gentle nudges, unexpected ideas, and moments of crystal clarity. These are not mere coincidences, but divine guidance leading you toward your greatest prosperity. The gap between dreaming and receiving closes through inspired action. When you align with the flow of universal wisdom, each step reveals the next. Each choice opens new doors. The universe does not require you to see the entire path, only to trust the next step before you. Your intuition serves as a compass pointing toward abundance. Like the bell that guided Kai, it leads you to opportunities others might overlook. Yet this guidance requires more than passive listening. It demands the courage to move forward even when the path seems uncertain. In the fertile valleys of an ancient land lived Zhang, a farmer whose methods puzzled his neighbors. Rather than following traditional planting times, he waited for an inner knowing, a feeling of rightness that guided his hands. While others rushed to plant with the crowds, Zhang listened to the whispers of the wind and the secrets of the soil. Season after season, his crops flourished beyond measure, even when others failed. Zhang's success flowed not from following the common way, but from trusting the wisdom that spoke through his heart. His actions, guided by intuition, aligned perfectly with nature's rhythms. This same wisdom flows through you, offering guidance toward your own abundant harvest. The universe has already planted seeds of wealth within your consciousness. These seeds sprout through inspired action, those moments when you feel compelled to reach out, speak up, or step forward. Each intuitive action, no matter how small, carries the power to transform your financial reality. Now, as this wisdom settles into your being, Choose one inspired action that calls to you. Perhaps it's making that phone call you've been postponing, starting that project that fills you with excitement, or taking the first step toward a new opportunity. The size of the action matters less than your willingness to trust and move forward. Let this practice become your gateway to greater abundance. Take one small inspired action toward a financial goal today, no matter how uncertain it feels. Trust that each step guided by intuition leads you closer to the prosperity that awaits. Chapter 17. Unlocking the Infinite Cycle of Wealth. In the heart of an ancient valley where mountains touched the clouds, flowed a river that never ceased. Through droughts and storms its waters remained constant, for it understood a truth as old as time itself, that to keep its abundance it must freely give. The river poured itself into the vast sea without hesitation, and in return the heavens sent back its waters as rain, creating an eternal cycle of giving and receiving. This sacred law of circulation governs all forms of abundance. Just as the river maintains its flow through constant movement, wealth multiplies through the act of sharing. When you grasp too tightly, you create stagnation. When you give with an open heart, you create space for new abundance to enter. The universe operates in perfect balance, matching every generous act with equal or greater return. Yet true giving asks nothing in return. It flows from the joy of sharing, from recognizing your connection to all of life. This pure intention creates ripples of abundance that return in unexpected ways. In a small mountain village lived Amara, whose home was modest but whose heart was vast. Though she had little, she shared her bread with travelers, offered healing herbs to the sick, and gave comfort to those in need. Other villagers warned that her generosity would lead to lack, but Amara continued to give from her heart. As seasons passed, mysterious blessings began flowing into her life. Travelers brought rare seeds that flourished in her garden. Those she had helped shared their wisdom, teaching her valuable skills. Her simple acts of kindness wove a web of connections that brought opportunities she could never have imagined. Without seeking reward, Amara discovered that giving had multiplied her prosperity many times over. Like Amara, you hold the power to activate this divine law of circulation. Each act of genuine giving creates an opening for abundance to flow. Whether sharing your time, resources, or simply a kind word, you participate in the sacred dance of giving and receiving that sustains all life. Remember, giving need not deplete you. Like the river, give from your overflow, from the joy of sharing your unique gifts. Trust that as you participate in this eternal cycle, the universe responds with perfect reciprocity. Now embrace this timeless practice. Give something meaningful today, whether time, money, or kindness, and reflect on the abundance it creates. Feel how your generous act expands your capacity to receive, knowing you participate in the endless flow of universal abundance. Chapter 18. Rewriting Your Money Story. In the heart of an ancient city, there lived a storyteller named Hassan who captivated audiences with tales passed down through generations. Each evening, as the sun painted the sky in hues of amber, he would share stories of heroes and adventures. Yet he always told them exactly as he had learned them, never daring to change a single word. One night, as he recited a tale of a merchant trapped in endless misfortune, something stirred within him. In that moment, he realized he held the power to reshape the story. With trembling voice, he spoke new words, guiding the merchant from despair to triumph. As the final words left his lips, Hassan understood. He had not merely changed a story, He had unlocked the power to transform reality through intention. You too possess this sacred ability to rewrite your financial narrative. The story you tell about money shapes your experience of abundance. Each thought, each word you speak about wealth becomes a thread in the tapestry of your reality. When you declare, "Money always slips through my fingers," you weave limitation into your story. When you proclaim, "Abundance flows to me naturally," you create pathways for prosperity. In a distant kingdom lived Maya, a weaver whose life changed when she discovered a torn tapestry in an abandoned temple. Instead of lamenting its damaged state, she began weaving new threads among the old, transforming tears into intricate patterns. Where others saw ruin, she saw possibility. Day by day, the tapestry evolved into something more beautiful than its original form. Like Maya's tapestry, your relationship with money can be rewoven. Every belief that has limited you can be transformed into a source of power. Every past struggle can become a stepping stone to greater abundance. The key lies not in erasing your history, but in consciously choosing how you interpret and build upon it. Your money story is not carved in stone. It is a living narrative that responds to your conscious direction. Each time you choose thoughts of abundance over scarcity, each time you speak words of prosperity over lack, you rewrite your financial future. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Take 3 deep breaths, centering yourself in the present moment. On a clean page, begin writing your new money story, starting with the words, "I am someone who." Let your words flow naturally, embracing abundance, possibility, and your innate power to create prosperity. Write until you feel the truth of your new story resonating in your heart. Chapter 19. Tapping into the infinite resources of the universe. In a distant valley between ancient mountains, a farmer named Rami worked his land under the relentless sun. Each day, he struggled to nourish his crops with the meager water from his well, watching helplessly as his plants withered. One morning, a mysterious wanderer appeared at his gate, observing Rami's labors with knowing eyes. "The water you seek flows abundantly beneath your feet," the wanderer said. "You need only learn to perceive it." The wanderer taught Rami to listen to the land, to feel the subtle vibrations of hidden streams coursing through the earth. Through patient practice, Rami discovered a vast underground river, transforming his barren fields into a flourishing oasis. Just as this hidden river flowed beneath Rami's fields, an infinite stream of abundance flows through your life. You need only attune yourself to its presence. The universe's resources are limitless, waiting to be recognized and received. When you align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with this truth, you tap into an endless wellspring of prosperity. This alignment begins with trust, not blind faith, but the deep knowing that comes from understanding universal laws. Like gravity, these laws operate whether you believe in them or not. Your role is to position yourself in harmony with their flow, just as Rami learned to detect and draw from the underground river. In a bustling city far to the east lived Sophia, an artist whose paintings captured the imagination of all who beheld them. When asked about her inspiration, she spoke of an invisible muse who guided her hand. "I do not create alone," she would say. "I simply open myself to receive what already exists in the realm of infinite possibility." Each morning, Sophia would sit in silence before her blank canvas, allowing inspiration to flow through her. She understood that her role was not to force creation, but to become a clear channel for universal energy to express itself. Her greatest masterpieces emerged not from struggle, but from surrender to this higher wisdom. Like Sophia, you can learn to receive the abundance that constantly seeks expression through you. The universe's support is not something to be earned or forced, but allowed. When you release resistance and trust in this natural flow, you become a conduit for prosperity in all its forms. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take several deep breaths, allowing your awareness to settle into the present moment. Visualize yourself as a channel through which the universe's infinite wealth flows freely. Feel this endless stream of abundance moving through you, nourishing every aspect of your life. Know that this flow is always available, waiting only for your recognition and acceptance. Chapter 20. Symbols and Rituals for Prosperity. In a time before memory, a sage named Akash dwelled in a village plagued by drought. The people's despair grew with each passing season until Akash gathered them beneath the ancient banyan tree. There, he traced sacred patterns in the earth, spirals that mirrored the cosmos, triangles that echoed mountain peaks, and circles that represented the eternal flow of life. These symbols, he taught, speak the language of the universe. Through them, we align our intentions with the natural order. Day after day, the villagers joined him in drawing these symbols, infusing them with their focused desire for rain. Within a moon's cycle, clouds gathered, and life-giving water blessed their parched land. You too possess the power to speak this universal language. Symbols and rituals are not mere superstition, but tools that bridge the seen and unseen realms. They create a focal point for your intentions, allowing you to direct the flow of universal energy with greater precision. When you engage in conscious ritual, you activate the same principles that govern all creation. Each intentional act becomes a declaration to the universe, a clear signal of what you wish to manifest. In the golden age of an ancient kingdom, there lived a wise ruler named Kairos who carried a simple copper coin. This coin, passed down through generations, bore markings that reminded him of the cycles of abundance. Each morning he would hold this talisman, aligning his thoughts with the prosperity he envisioned for his people. Under his reign, the kingdom flourished not through conquest, but through the focused power of intention. Like the sage's symbols and the king's talisman, your own rituals can become powerful anchors for attracting wealth. Whether lighting a candle, arranging crystals, or creating a personal symbol, these acts focus your energy and reinforce your connection to universal abundance. Each sacred gesture you perform, no matter how simple, carries the weight of intention into the cosmic fabric of creation. Just as ancient mystics used ceremonial objects to amplify their desires, your chosen ritual items become charged with the power of your focused consciousness. Through consistent practice, these personal ceremonies grow stronger, creating an unbreakable bridge between your deepest intentions and the infinite reservoir of universal prosperity. Choose an object, symbol, or ritual that resonates deeply with your spirit. It might be a crystal that represents abundance, a symbol you draw each morning, or a daily ceremony you create. Let this become your personal bridge to the infinite source of prosperity. Each time you engage with your chosen ritual, feel yourself aligning with the eternal flow of wealth. Remember, the power lies not in the ritual itself, but in the focused intention you bring to it. Part 3. Mastering the Current of Infinite Wealth. Chapter 21. Embodying the Wealth Mindset. In a distant mountain monastery, there lived a monk named Chen who received a divine vision. The vision led him to a barren valley where nothing grew but thorns and bitter herbs. While others saw desolation, Chen perceived the sleeping potential beneath the dusty earth. Each morning he would tend to the land as though it were already a paradise, speaking to the dormant seeds and treating each stone as though it were precious. For 3 years, Chen worked tirelessly, guided by his unwavering faith. He moved rocks with reverence, planted with purpose, and blessed the earth with his presence. Gradually, the land responded to his devotion. Springs emerged where he had spoken of water. Trees sprouted where he had envisioned shade, and flowers bloomed where he had scattered his prayers. What was once barren became an oasis of abundance, drawing pilgrims from distant lands. The universe responds not to what you wish for, but to what you embody. When you live in complete alignment with abundance, your very presence becomes a magnet for prosperity. This truth transcends mere positive thinking. It demands that you become the living embodiment of wealth consciousness. In the bustling port city of ancient times lived a merchant named Rafi. Though his shop was small, his spirit carried the vastness of the ocean. Instead of lamenting his modest beginnings, he began treating every customer as though they entered the grandest emporium in all the lands. He wrapped simple items in fine cloth, spoke words of blessing over each transaction, and carried himself with the dignity of a wealthy man. At first, nothing changed in his outer world. Yet Rafi persisted, maintaining his inner state of abundance regardless of circumstances. He kept his shelves clean and organized, even when they held little merchandise. He greeted each day with gratitude, even when sales were sparse. Gradually, his energy began to shift the very fabric of reality around him. Wealthy patrons were drawn to his shop, not for his wares, but for the atmosphere of prosperity he had cultivated. His business flourished, expanding beyond the confines of his small shop to become a trading empire. Like Chen and Rafi, you hold the power to transform your reality through embodiment. Your thoughts, actions, and very way of being must align with the abundance you seek. When you move through the world, as though wealth flows naturally to you, the universe conspires to make this truth manifest. Every morning as the sun rises, take 5 minutes to affirm, "I am wealth, I am abundance." Let these words sink deep into your being until they become your truth. Then carry this consciousness into every moment of your day. Walk, speak, and act as though abundance is your natural state, for in doing so you become a living magnet for prosperity. Chapter 22. Wealth Beyond Money. In the heart of a valley between ancient mountains lived a healer named Maya. Though she possessed no gold or silver, her presence brought a richness to the village that transformed the lives of all who dwelled there. She offered her healing touch freely, asking only that each person pass on an act of kindness to another. Through Maya's wisdom, the villagers discovered that prosperity flowed not through coins, but through the exchange of joy, compassion, and care. Where once they measured wealth by their harvest alone, they began to recognize the abundance in shared meals and children's laughter, and in the wisdom passed down through generations. You must understand that true wealth extends far beyond the realm of money. It flows through every dimension of existence, in the depth of your relationships, the richness of your experiences, and the fullness of your spirit. When you expand your vision of prosperity, you unlock channels of abundance that money alone cannot access. Like a garden that thrives through diversity, your prosperity grows most vigorously when it encompasses all aspects of life. Your emotional wealth shows in the depth of your joy and the breadth of your compassion. Your spiritual wealth manifests in your sense of purpose and connection to the divine. Your relational wealth blooms in the bonds you forge with others. A traveler named Hassan journeyed across deserts seeking fortune, carrying heavy bags of gold. One evening, he found shelter in a humble mountain community. There, he witnessed elders sharing stories beneath star-filled skies, children teaching each other ancient songs, and neighbors joining hands to raise new homes. Though their material possessions were few, their lives overflowed with meaning and connection. In that moment, Hassan understood that his bags of gold, though valuable, were but one small measure of wealth. True riches, he realized, lay in the ability to touch lives, to share wisdom, and to contribute to something greater than oneself. Just as Hassan discovered, you too possess treasures beyond measure that cannot be counted in coins. Your talents, your wisdom, your capacity for love. These are currencies of the soul that multiply when shared. By recognizing and cultivating these diverse forms of wealth, you create a life rich in meaning and purpose. Take a moment now to reflect on 3 non-monetary areas where abundance flows in your life. Perhaps it's in the love you share with family, the wisdom you've gained through experience, or the peace you find in nature. Express gratitude for these precious forms of wealth, knowing that as you acknowledge them, they grow even more abundant. Chapter 23. The Timeless Teachings of Financial Prosperity. In the heart of a forgotten temple, a merchant named Ravi discovered an ancient scroll, its edges worn by time, but its wisdom undimmed. As he unrolled the delicate parchment, golden symbols revealed themselves, sacred teachings about the flow of abundance that had guided civilizations through millennia. You stand now at the threshold of these same eternal truths, passed down through generations of those who understood the deeper mysteries of wealth creation. These principles transcend time, speaking as clearly today as they did thousands of years ago. The scroll revealed that abundance follows natural laws as constant as the rising sun. Just as water flows downhill and seeds sprout in fertile soil, wealth moves according to universal principles. The law of reciprocity teaches that what you give returns multiplied. The power of belief shapes reality like a potter shapes clay. These are not mere theories, but tested wisdom that has created prosperity across ages. Through the corridors of time, these teachings have transformed lives. Those who aligned with these principles found that wealth flowed naturally, like a river following its destined path. Those who ignored them struggled against the current, wondering why abundance remained elusive. In a distant village lived an elder named Kai, keeper of these ancient ways. When a young farmer named Chen lost everything in a flood, Kai shared the timeless practices of abundance. He taught Chen to plant seeds of generosity, to nurture them with unwavering belief, and to trust in the harvest that would come. Before you plant in the field, Kai said, plant in your mind. Before you seek gold, cultivate wisdom. For wealth grows first in the soul before it manifests in the world. Following these ageless principles, Chen rebuilt not just his farm, but created prosperity that touched the entire village. His transformation showed that these ancient teachings hold power to change lives even now. You too carry this wisdom within you. The same principles that guided merchants along the Silk Road, that built great civilizations, and that transformed countless lives throughout history, are available to you now. They wait like seeds, ready to bloom in the garden of your life. Select one principle from these ancient teachings that resonates deeply with your spirit. Perhaps it is the law of reciprocity, the power of belief, or the practice of gratitude. For the next 7 days, let this principle guide your financial choices and actions. Watch how this timeless wisdom begins to shape your modern reality. Chapter 24. You are the wealth creator. In a village among ancient hills lived a weaver named Amara. Each morning she sat before her loom, surrounded by threads of every hue imaginable. For years she wove only the patterns taught by her mother, simple designs that earned modest coin. Yet within her heart stirred visions of tapestries unlike any the world had seen. One dawn, as sunlight painted her threads in golden light, Amara realized a profound truth. Her loom was but a mirror of the infinite possibilities within her mind. With trembling hands, she began to weave her dreams into reality. Her fingers danced across the threads, creating images of stunning beauty that seemed to pulse with life itself. Soon, merchants from distant lands sought her creations, offering gold that transformed her humble workshop into a testament to creative power. You possess this same creative force within you. Like Amara's loom, your consciousness weaves the fabric of your financial reality. Every thought you hold, every emotion you nurture, every action you take becomes a thread in the tapestry of your wealth. The universe responds not to what you wish for, but to what you embody through this trinity of thought, feeling, and deed. Far across storm-tossed seas, Captain Maya stood at her ship's helm, studying charts that marked familiar trading routes. For generations, merchants had followed these same paths, content with predictable returns. But Maya saw beyond the worn parchment to possibilities others dared not imagine. She charted a course through unknown waters, trusting her vision and preparation. Her courage led to the discovery of abundant new trading ports, transforming her from a simple merchant into a legendary navigator of prosperity. Like Maya, you stand at the helm of your financial destiny. The familiar routes of limited thinking may feel safe, but true abundance awaits those bold enough to chart new courses. Your power to create wealth knows no bounds except those you accept in your mind. The universe waits to support your grandest visions, but first you must claim your role as the conscious creator of your prosperity. Every moment offers a choice: to remain bound by old patterns or to step boldly into your power as the architect of abundance. Sacred practice. Take a moment now to connect with your deepest financial aspiration. Write it down with absolute clarity, making it so bold it quickens your pulse. Then, in this very moment, take one decisive action that declares to the universe your commitment to this vision. Perhaps it's making an important call, investing in yourself, or releasing an old limitation. Let this step be your declaration that you are ready to claim your role as the conscious creator of your wealth. Chapter 25. Purpose-Driven Prosperity. In a quiet valley between ancient mountains, there lived a builder named Raphael, whose hands held both skill and vision. While others constructed houses merely for shelter, Raphael saw beyond the stone and wood to something greater. One night, moved by the suffering of travelers seeking refuge, he began to build. Each brick he laid carried the weight of purpose. As walls rose toward the sky, villagers gathered, curious about his work. "I build not for myself," he would say, "but for all who will find peace within these walls." Day by day the structure took shape, a sanctuary where weary souls could rest, heal, and find renewed strength. His modest savings, once destined for a grand house of his own, transformed into a beacon of hope for countless others. You possess this same power to transform money from mere currency into a force for meaningful change. When wealth flows through the channel of purpose, it multiplies its impact exponentially. Each coin becomes a seed of transformation, not just for you, but for all whose lives you touch. In the lands beyond the mountains lived a farmer named Layla, who understood this truth deeply. While others planted crops for the coming season, she planted orchards that would fruit long after her time on earth. "These trees," she would say to her questioning neighbors, are my gift to those I will never meet." Years passed, and her orchards became forests of abundance, feeding villages and providing shade to travelers, teaching all who passed beneath their branches about the power of investing in tomorrow's dawn. The wealth you attract holds within it the potential for legacy. Like Layla's orchards, your financial choices can bear fruit that nourishes generations to come. When you align your prosperity with purpose, money becomes more than a means of exchange. It becomes a tool for creating lasting impact in the world. Your journey with wealth need not be confined to personal gain. Each financial decision carries the opportunity to serve something greater than yourself. As you grow in abundance, you expand your capacity to effect meaningful change in the lives of others. Sit in stillness and reflect on how your wealth can serve a greater purpose. Write down one specific way your financial goals can create positive change in the world. Then take one concrete action today that moves you toward this aligned purpose. Let this action, however small, be your first step in transforming money into a force for meaningful impact. Chapter 26. Overcoming Obstacles on the Path to Abundance. In the shadow of towering peaks lived a mountain climber named Thaddeus. Each morning, he gazed at the seemingly insurmountable cliffs before him, their jagged faces presenting what others saw as barriers. Yet where many witnessed obstacles, Thaddeus recognized opportunities. With each step upward, he transformed challenges into advantages. A steep overhang became his shelter from harsh winds. A narrow ledge offered rest for weary limbs. Even the loose rocks that threatened his ascent became markers for those who would follow. "The mountain does not yield," he would say. "It teaches." You stand now at the base of your own mountain of abundance. The path ahead may appear daunting, yet each obstacle carries within it a seed of greater strength. Your doubts about money, your fears of lack, your hesitation to receive, these are not barriers but teachers, waiting to reveal their wisdom. Across distant seas, a sailor named Maya navigated treacherous waters. When storms arose, she did not curse the waves but learned their rhythms. Each tempest taught her to read the winds more carefully, to trust her instincts more deeply, to hold her course with greater certainty. Through darkness and doubt, she pressed forward, knowing that each challenge strengthened her resolve. "The storm shows us who we are," Maya would tell her crew. And so it was. Each difficulty revealed new depths of courage. Each setback uncovered hidden reserves of strength. When finally she guided her ship to safe harbor, she had gained not just passage but wisdom. Like Maya, you face your own storms on the journey to prosperity. The waves of uncertainty may rise, the winds of doubt may howl, but each challenge serves to strengthen your resolve. Your financial setbacks are not endpoints, but turning points, each one offering lessons that guide you toward greater abundance. These waters you navigate hold profound teachings. When income ebbs, you learn to flow with greater creativity. When expenses mount, you discover new paths to efficiency. When investments falter, you gain deeper understanding of value. Each challenge transforms into a stepping stone toward mastery. The universe conspires not against your wealth but for your growth. Every obstacle presents an opportunity to expand your consciousness of abundance. Every setback contains the seeds of greater understanding. You need only maintain your course, knowing that each challenge brings you closer to your harbor of prosperity. Take a moment now to reflect on a recent financial challenge. Close your eyes and see it not as a barrier, but as a teacher. What wisdom has it offered? What strength has it revealed within you? Write down one positive lesson this challenge has taught you, knowing that this insight becomes another step on your journey to abundance. Chapter 27. The Ripple Effect of Wealth. In the heart of an ancient valley, a wise woman stood beside a still pond. Taking a single stone in her hand, she cast it into the waters. The ripples began small, mere circles around the point of impact, but soon expanded outward, touching every shore, transforming the pond's entire surface with their gentle power. Your journey to abundance mirrors this timeless truth. Each step you take toward financial mastery sends ripples through the fabric of existence, touching lives in ways you may never fully comprehend. The wealth you create is not merely for your own benefit. It flows outward, lifting those around you to new heights of possibility. The universe operates through interconnection. When you prosper, you create opportunities for others to prosper. Your success becomes a beacon, illuminating paths for those who follow. Your abundance creates jobs, supports communities, and nurtures dreams beyond your immediate circle. In a distant land lived a merchant named Amira, who understood this principle. Having built her fortune through years of dedication, she chose to invest in her village's children, creating schools where none had existed. Her initial investment, like the stone in the pond, created ripples of transformation. The children she educated grew to become teachers, healers, and leaders. They, in turn, lifted others, until the entire region blossomed with new life and possibility. You hold this same power within you. Your financial growth carries seeds of transformation for countless others. When you expand your wealth consciousness, you expand the possibilities for all who cross your path. Your prosperity becomes a force for positive change, touching lives in ever-widening circles. The wealth you attract is not meant to stagnate but to flow. Like water, it seeks movement, creating fertility wherever it touches. By embracing your abundance, you become a channel through which universal prosperity flows into the world. Take a moment now to contemplate. How can your financial success create positive change in your community? Choose one way your growing prosperity can benefit others, and take a single step toward that vision today. Let your abundance ripple outward, touching all shores with its transformative power. Practice. Think of one way your financial success can positively influence others and take a step toward it. Chapter 28. Wealth as an Eternal Journey. In the heart of an ancient land, a traveler named Kamal set forth on a quest to find the legendary City of Gold. Each morning he would rise before dawn, plotting the shortest route to his destination. Yet as days turned to weeks, something unexpected began to unfold. The stories shared around campfires, the wisdom gained from fellow wanderers, and the small treasures discovered along forgotten paths became more precious than his intended prize. You are on a similar journey. The path to wealth is not a straight line to a final destination, but rather a sacred spiral of growth and discovery. Each step reveals new insights, each challenge presents hidden gifts, and each seeming detour contains valuable lessons that shape your relationship with abundance. The flow of wealth through your life mirrors the natural rhythms of the universe, always in motion, always evolving. Like a river that carves new channels through the earth, your financial consciousness continues to expand, creating fresh pathways for abundance to flow. In a distant valley lived an artist named Maya, who spent years crafting a single piece of art. Each day she would add new layers of color, refine existing shapes, or discover entirely new elements to incorporate. Visitors would ask why she never declared the work finished, to which she would smile and say, "The joy lies not in completion, but in the endless dance of creation." Your journey with wealth follows this same principle. Each experience, whether perceived as success or setback, adds another brushstroke to your masterpiece of abundance. The true richness lies not in reaching a specific number in your bank account, but in the continuous expansion of your capacity to receive, create, and share. As you walk this path, remember that every moment holds the potential for transformation. Your understanding of wealth will deepen, your alignment with abundance will strengthen, and your ability to manifest will expand. The journey itself becomes the treasure, offering countless opportunities to experience the magic of co-creation with the universe. Find a quiet moment to contemplate your financial journey thus far. In your journal, record 3 significant lessons that have shaped your understanding of wealth and abundance. Let these insights illuminate your path forward, knowing that each step brings new wisdom and opportunities for growth. Chapter 29. Mastering the Infinite Flow of Prosperity. In the valleys of an ancient land, a river flowed with such constancy that the eldest villagers could not recall a time when its waters ran dry. Even in seasons of drought, when other streams withered, this river maintained its steady course, blessing everything along its banks with life and abundance. Villages prospered, gardens flourished, and wildlife thrived in its presence. The river asked nothing in return. It simply flowed, offering its gifts freely to all who approached its waters. You possess within you this same infinite capacity for abundance. Like the eternal river, wealth flows naturally when you align with the universal principles that govern its movement. These principles, gratitude, generosity, trust, and harmony, create the channels through which abundance flows endlessly into your life. The river teaches us that true wealth is not a finite resource to be hoarded, but an endless flow to be channeled. When you attempt to dam or control this flow out of fear, you restrict its natural movement. Instead, learn to trust in the perpetual nature of abundance, knowing that as you allow wealth to flow through your life, more will always come to take its place. In the highlands of distant mountains lived a shepherd named Adnan, who tended his flock through all seasons. Initially, he worried constantly about the future, stockpiling food and living in fear of scarcity. But as he observed the rhythms of nature, how spring always followed winter, how new grass emerged after every frost, he discovered a profound truth. The cycles of abundance never ceased. They simply moved in patterns he needed to trust and understand. Like Adnan, you are invited to recognize the eternal nature of prosperity. Your wealth is not a fixed sum that can be depleted, but a living force that regenerates itself when properly nurtured. By aligning with the natural cycles of giving and receiving, saving and spending, growing and sharing, you tap into the infinite flow of abundance. Find a peaceful space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Visualize yourself standing beside a mighty river of golden light. This is the river of infinite abundance. For 5 minutes, watch as this river flows endlessly, its waters carrying unlimited prosperity. Feel its energy moving through your life, knowing that this flow is eternal and ever-present. Let this image remind you that abundance, like the river, flows without end. Chapter 30. Living the Truth of Money's Secret. In a distant mountain monastery, where ancient scrolls held the deepest mysteries of existence, lived a sage renowned throughout the land for his mastery of universal laws. As his final days approached, he called forth his most devoted student. Instead of lengthy discourse or complex teachings, he presented a single golden coin, worn smooth by the countless hands that had possessed it through the ages. Within this coin lies the ultimate secret of wealth, the sage whispered, his eyes gleaming with ancient wisdom. Use it with wisdom, and it shall multiply beyond measure. The student, perplexed by such a simple gift, soon discovered that when he used the coin to help others or invest in worthy endeavors, it mysteriously returned to his possession, often accompanied by additional wealth. Each time the coin returned, it carried with it lessons about the circular nature of abundance. You, like this student, now hold in your hands the sacred knowledge of money's true nature. Through these teachings, you have uncovered the eternal truth that wealth multiplies when wielded with consciousness and compassion. Each principle you have mastered becomes a golden coin in your spiritual treasury, multiplying through wise application and touching lives in ways you may never fully comprehend. In a distant kingdom, a leader named Rahim inherited a realm plagued by scarcity and fear. Rather than succumbing to limitation, he embraced the principles of abundance, treating his kingdom's modest resources as seeds of prosperity. He encouraged his people to share, to invest in one another, and to trust in the flow of abundance. Where others saw empty granaries, he envisioned future harvests. As faith replaced fear, the kingdom transformed. Markets flourished, arts blossomed, and joy returned to the streets. Even the poorest citizens began to see themselves as stewards of abundance rather than victims of scarcity. This transformation mirrors the one now possible in your own life. You have discovered that money is not merely currency, but a living force that responds to your consciousness. Like a stream seeking its natural course, abundance flows toward those who align themselves with its eternal principles. As you embody these truths, you become a living testament to the power of abundance consciousness. Like the sage's golden coin, the wisdom you now possess multiplies through sharing. Each time you demonstrate the principles of abundance, you create ripples of prosperity that touch countless lives. Your very presence becomes an invitation for others to step into their own abundant nature, awakening them to the infinite possibilities that surround us all. Stand before your mirror each morning and speak with conviction. I am a living embodiment of abundance, and I share my prosperity with joy. Place your hand over your heart as you speak, feeling these words resonate through your entire being. Let this declaration vibrate through every cell, knowing that as you declare this truth, you activate the infinite potential within you. Carry this energy of abundance with you throughout your day, watching as the universe responds to your expanded consciousness. Conclusion. You stand now at the threshold of a new beginning, having traversed the ancient pathways of wisdom that reveal money's deepest mysteries. The knowledge you have gained is not merely information, but a living force that has already begun to transform your relationship with abundance. Like water taking the shape of its container, these universal principles have molded themselves to your unique understanding, creating a personal alchemy of prosperity. Through these sacred teachings, you have discovered that money is neither master nor servant, but a divine expression of universal energy that flows in harmony with your consciousness. You have learned to see beyond the physical form of currency to recognize the infinite potential it represents. Each coin, each transaction, each exchange now carries the signature of possibility, reflecting back to you the expanded awareness you have cultivated. The wisdom you now possess transcends time, echoing the understanding of sages and masters who walked this path before you. Yet this knowledge is not meant to remain static, locked away in the chambers of your mind. It seeks expression through your daily choices, your interactions, and the very way you move through the world. You have become a living testament to the truth that abundance is our natural state. As you close these pages, know that you carry within you a flame of understanding that can never be extinguished. This flame will guide you through moments of doubt, illuminate opportunities where others see obstacles, and remind you of the infinite source from which all prosperity flows. You have learned to recognize the subtle language of money, to hear its whispers of guidance, and to dance with its eternal rhythms. Your journey with these principles is ongoing, for each day brings new opportunities to deepen your understanding and expand your capacity to receive. The secret of money is now woven into the fabric of your being, expressing itself through your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. You have become both student and teacher of this ancient wisdom, for in living these truths you naturally inspire others to awaken to their own abundant nature. Remember that this knowledge was not given to you by chance. You were ready to receive these teachings, to integrate them into your life, and to demonstrate their power through your example. As you step forward from this moment, you carry the responsibility not of perfection, but of conscious evolution, allowing these principles to guide you toward ever-expanding expressions of prosperity and purpose. The secret of money now lives through you, expressing itself in ways both subtle and profound. You have become a channel through which universal abundance flows, touching not only your life but the lives of all you encounter. This is not the end of your journey with wealth, but rather a new beginning, one where you move through the world as an embodiment of abundance itself. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.